So coming into sit and coming back to how you're sitting, I'll put some lights on, and noticing how the body is in itself, how the mind is in itself. How are we feeling? Without judgment, without pressure. We always have these expectations, but how are you today? How is your body? Just for a moment, really being with yourself. So not thinking about what needs to be done afterwards, what I could be doing now to catch up, what I should be doing. This is what you're choosing to do, this is where you're choosing to be. And then bring both hands onto the heart. You're feeling the warmth of the hands on the heart connecting you inwards. And as you're breathing in and out, feel the heart rise into the hands and then feel the heart rest back. As we breathe in, the heart lifts and there is greater contact into the hands. And as we breathe out, the heart rests back and eases away. So we find that through the inhalation and the exhalation, there's a process of contact and of stepping back. So sometimes the body is teaching us we need that contact, and sometimes we just need to come back and be within the self. So the next couple of moments, just coming back, checking in with yourself. How are you feeling? How are you? And when you bring the hands onto the heart and you have that deeper contact into the heart, sometimes it brings stuff up. And if anything does come up, be with it. And if you step back from the spirituality of having the hands on the heart, from the physical perspective, it encourages us to lift the breastbone into the hand, which in itself lengthens us and opens us. So if we stop for a moment and think about how we're using the body, we see the reasoning, the hand's always an extension of the heart. When you feel ready to, let the backs of the hands come onto the knees. Let the palms be open this morning, unless there is a real urge in you to bring the palms to face downwards. And very often when we want to bring the palms to face downwards, it's a sense that we need to ground more. So if that's in you, go with it, yeah? But where you can, bring the backs of the hands onto the knees. When the hands are open, there is a sense of ready to accept, the energies, the wisdoms from the spiritual perspective. Again, from a physical perspective, there is a feeling of being more open. And come back to the breath. Simply breathing in and out. So I'm going to chant the Gayatri Mantra, which is a general thanks to the world. It's a very good way to begin a lesson. If you know it, feel free to join in. Om Bhura Bhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. So I'm going to do it a couple of times because thinking that, it is the summer solstice, it's a chant that we would very often use at this time. Om Bhurabhuva Sovaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayate. Om Bhurabhuva Sovaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayate. Om Bhurabhuva Sovaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayate. Now gently bring the hands together in Namaste. Let the thumbs rest onto the chest and onto the heart. So chanting that 4 times, the north, south, east and west. And then from here, gently bring the hands down onto the ground, letting them rest, letting the palms face downwards, feeling that contact from the little fingers, the thumbs, drawing back into the arms. And then coming up through the crown of the head and gently bring the fingertips around behind you and rest down into the heels of the hands and lift up through the breastbone. Let the thighs relax as much as you can so there's a real sense of opening up through the chest and through the heart. Unfurl the legs, bring the hands around the backs of the thighs and come onto the spine just to roll backwards and forwards within your own range of movements, but to massage the spine, yeah? To bring that little bit of feedback, even though we've probably just got up and we've been lying on the back, but massaging it to bring a sense of life to it. And then when you're ready to, up you come to sit. And as you come up to sit, again, lengthen up once more through the crown of the head. Let the left hand come around to the right knee, gently bring the fingertips around behind you. Find again that movement up, that coming into the chest and into the heart. Letting the breath come in and the breath go out. Come around now with the right hand onto left knee, left hand coming around behind you. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Come back to the center, take a breath in round the spine as you breathe out. As you breathe in, open out. Really extend out through the arms. Let the shoulder blades come back into the spine. Breathe out, release, round the spine. Let the chin come inwards. Let the whole of the body lengthen. Breathe in and open outwards. Let's do that a couple of more times. So breathing out, rounding the spine. Breathing in, opening outwards, really going out into the little fingers. Remember thinking about how the hands are extensions of the heart. Breathe out, round the spine. Breathe in, open outwards. Now the next time we breathe out and round the spine, we're going to bring a change into it. So we're going to round the spine as we breathe out. Let the left hand take hold of the middle of the right arm. As you bring the shoulder blades into the spine, let the spine lengthen upwards and then draw the right arm over. Let the left hand now come down onto the ground, soften into the left elbow, maybe you can come over a little bit more. So there's a whole big range of movement for the spine. Extend away through the right fingers, come around, 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 keep it nice and low. Left hand comes onto right knee, come around into a twist. Breathing in, breathing out. Come back to the center, take a breath in as you breathe out around the spine. Take hold of the middle of the left arm. Up you come through the spine, bringing the shoulder blades into the spine, gently drawing up and over, letting that left knee release down into the ground. Now bring the right hand onto the ground. Bend into the elbow. Breathe. Let the hip rest in the ground. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, extend out and around with the arm. Brings the right hand on to the left knee and up you come through the spine. Comes back to the center, come over the knees, bring yourself into all fours. From all fours, curling the right toe under, extend back through the right leg. Keep a big toe on the ground, but lift upwards through the heels, send breastbone forward. Bend the knee in towards the chest, plant the right foot between the hands. Round the spine, bring the arms forward. Come up through the chest, through the heart, release down through the tailbone, really open out. Hands come forward onto the ground, extend back again through the right foot. Come forward with the chest and with the heart. Bring the right knee down to the ground, extend back through the left foot, big toes onto the ground, extending forward through the breastbone. Bend the knee in towards the chest, plant the foot between the hands, round the spine. Bringing the arms forward, coming up through the chest, through the heart, opening out and out and out. Bring the hands down onto the ground, extend back, 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 back. Tip of the big toes on the ground, extend up through the heel, breastbone comes forward. Bring the knee down to the ground, curl the toes under, let the bottom come back to the heels. Come up through the knees, go down through the heels, one heel up, one heel down. Let the knees bend, come back into child's pose. Breathe, and as you're breathing in and out in child's pose, feel that you can let the heart rest, yeah? The heart can rest on the knees. Where does that bring you in the shoulders? Where does that bring you in and underneath the bottom of the shoulder blades? Once more, up into all fours, extending back through the right foot. This time extend forward through the left arm and let the right heel lift up. Breath comes in and out. Then bring the big toe down to the ground, bring the fingertips down to the ground. Feel that you can gather energy up from the earth into the finger pads and into the big toe. So there is a sense of coming up. Bring the left hand back, bend the right knee in towards the chest, round the spine. Bring the arms forward, up you come through the chest, through the heart. Bring the hands down onto the ground, extend back once more through the right foot, except this time begin to let the right foot come in and come out. Like a pendulum on the clock. There is a rhythm to it. It's not a big movement. We're not looking to get the right foot up by the shoulder joint or anything like that. We're moving to bring a bit of openness into the right hip. And then let the right knee come back under. Go back through the left big toe joint. Up through the right arm. Lift up through the left heel. Extend and lengthen. But then bring the fingertips and the big toe down to the ground. So you really get that sense of coming up through the ground. Feel, your finger pads are sponges absorbing moisture up. So it really encourages you to dome and you're in the big toe lifting up through the heel. Breathe, yeah? So you notice the difference when you're active, even in this pose, rather than kind of being slanted, Then bring the right hand back, bend the left knee in towards the chest, plant the foot onto the ground, round the spine, bring the arms forward, come up through the chest, through the heart. Really opening out, hands coming forward, sweep back through the left foot. Open out and back. And again, you're thinking of that pendulum, in and out. And with the pendulum, the upper part of the clock's not moving. It is just the leg in the socket that moves. Yeah, backwards and forwards, back and forth. Bring the left knee in, curl the toes under, bring the bottom back to the heels, come up through the knees, go down through the heels. Keep the knees relaxed. Let the spine extend. Let it flow down towards the ground from the hip socket. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently walk the feet towards the hands or come down into all fours and come forward each foot at a time, whichever works best for you. Let the breath come in and up you come through the arms. Bring the hands together in Namaste. And we'll start with some salutation. Let the breath come in, the arms come up, really opening out through the fingers. Breathing out, release down. Let the backs of the hands rest onto the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to be here. But if you're bending your knees, bring your spine more forward. Then bring the fingertips onto the ground, extend back with the left foot. Let the knee come down to the ground, let the breath come in, come straight up with the arms, going down into the feet, lifting up, breathing out, coming forward. Step back into downward dog pose, breath coming in and out. Bend the knees, come back into child's pose, front of the feet rest onto the ground, let the breath come in and out. Extend the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Can you find that space underneath the shoulder blades again? And then as you begin to come forward, bring the shoulder blades back into the spine. Curl the toes under, gently up and over the feet into downward dog pose. Bend the knees, come down into all fours, come forward now. With the left foot, let the breath come in. Ooh, and the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Come into forward bend. Breath comes in. And the arms come up, the hands come together in Namaste. Breathing, really breathing. Feel that you can open every bit of the lungs. Breathe out now. Empty every bit of the lungs. Let's bring the hands onto the shins on an inhalation. Releasing on the exhalation. Extend back with the right foot. Bring the right knee down to the ground. The breath comes in, strong in the feet, up through the spine. Breathe out, brings the arms down. Step back into downward dog pose. Breath comes in and out. Let the knees bend, come back into child's pose. Now, as you're coming back into child's pose, we'll come up again. Let's come up into all fours. Round the spine, so you're in cat pose, and then come back into child's pose. So you're keeping this space here in the belly, and it lengthens you in the lumbar. So then when you slide your hands forward, and you then round back into your cat pose to come forward into cobra, the lumbar is already extending, and it's as the lumbar is, where we can feel it in cobra, it just gives you a little bit more length. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into downward dog pose. Let the knees bend, come forward with the right foot. Breath comes in, come up through the arms. Breathe out, release down. Come into your forward bend. Inhalation, hands onto the shins. Exhalation releases you down. Inhalation, open every part of the lungs. Exhalation brings the hands together in Namaste. So we're going to carry on again. And as you breathe out and we start moving back in, hands onto the shins, extend the spine. But as we come in from low lunge into dog pose, back with the left foot, left knee comes down, breath comes in, the arms come up. If you want to extend into three-legged dog, feel free to, yeah? So here, as we come back, if you want to lift the right leg, feel free to come into three-legged dog. Bend the knees. As you come back into child's pose, Keep that roundedness of the spine to really bring some length into the lumbar. So you feel as you come back, there's that roundedness in the spine and the tail lengthens down. But then you want to let the elbows come into the ground so you soften a little into the shoulders. Slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Bring the breastbone forward into cobra. So hopefully you can feel that little bit of extra space that gives you in the body. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into downward dog pose. Now, if you want to, you can extend up through the left leg and bring the foot forward into lunge pose. If not, you bend the knees and come forward with the left foot. Let the breath come in, up you come with the spine. Breathe out, bring the arms down. Come into your forward bend. Hands on your shins, inhale. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let's go once more up through the arms. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, release down. Hands on shins, extend spine. So when you're extending the spine, you begin to feel that little bit of length there into the lumbar. Release back down, step back now with the right foot. Right knee comes down, breath comes in and the arms come up. Breathe out. Remember, if you want to extend up into three-legged dog with the left leg transitioning up, feel free to. Bend the knees, come back into child's pose. Sliding the hands forward, rounding into cat pose, bringing the breastbone forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, come up and over the feet into downward dog pose. And you can come up with the left leg, bring the foot forward between the hands or bend the knees, and come forward with the right foot. Breath comes in, down into the feet. Breathe out, release down. Come into forward bend. So let's find that inhalation again. As we come up, breathing out as we release down, letting the breath come in, breathing out and bringing the hands together in Namaste. We're going to find the feet a little bit more now. So we're going to come up with the left knee and just gently bringing the knee backwards and forwards. Coming back into that pendulum movement. I want you to think about the thigh as the pendulum. Backwards and forwards, yeah? Come up with the foot, bring the foot onto the shin, open out through the hip socket. Take a breath in, lengthening up and up and up. Breathe, go out through the arms. Bring the hands together in Namaste. That movement out through the arms, let's do that one more time. Take a breath in, go up through the arms. Breathe out. Can you feel that movement through the chest and through the heart? We'll do it again. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breath goes out, the arms come around. Bring the hands back together in Namaste. Now bend the right knee and let the left ankle come to rest onto where the right knee and thigh meet. So there's a movement down through the pelvis, yeah? You feel the tail release down, you feel the pelvis release down. Extend the thigh up, so now there's more movement for the left knee to come up and bring the foot down onto the ground. Let's do that on the right. So coming backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So it's a movement that's coming with the motion, yeah? We're not kind of squeezing the glute or doing anything like that. It's just a very passive, relaxed swinging backwards and forwards. And as you're doing it as well, the spine, you know, we're not kind of like that with it. We're just letting that movement happen. And then bring the knee up and the foot comes onto the shin and you open outwards. And then we're going to come back into that opening of the heart. Breath comes in and we come up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Really lifting up through the ribs. Breathe out. Good. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Bring the hands back together in Namaste. Soften into the left knee. Ooh. Bring the right ankle over. Feel that the pelvis can move downwards towards the ground. That diamond or cross you might have in the gusset, such a lovely word, of your leggings or shorts, that we want to point straight down. Come up now with the knee. Bring the foot onto the ground. Now we bend both knees. Let the knees move forward. Think about the direction of the pelvis as it releases down into the ground. Take a breath in and up you come with the arms. I want you to feel like you're really sat in your feet. Yeah? Like the ball of the foot is on the ground, the heel of the foot is on the ground. It's very easy to either go back into the heels in this or forward, yeah? But I want you to feel you're, completely evenly spread through the foot. Breathe out, lift the thighs up into the hips and come into your forward bend. Let the breath come in, come up through the arms all the way up. Brings the hands together in Namaste. Another 2 rounds of sun salutation. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Fingertips come onto the ground. Hands onto the shins, extend the spine forward. Breathe out and release down. Big step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down. This time we round the spine. Bring the arms forward. Up through the chest, up through the heart. Extending down and down and down through the tailbone. Hands come forward, step back into downward dog pose. And again, if you want to come into 3-legged dog, by all means do. Come down onto the knees, round the spine into that cat pose to bring you back into child's pose. Then slide the hands forward. Come back up into cat pose. Extend forward through the breastbone, unfurling the spine. Curl the toes under, extend back through the heels, sending the tailbone with you. Relax the knees over the feet into downward dog pose. Yeah, really connecting to the balls of the feet now. Bend the knees, or you can extend up with the left leg. And then we bring the left foot forward between the hands, round the spine. Come up through the chest, through the heart. Open, open. Hands come forward. Come into your forward bend. Bring your hands onto your shin. Release back down. Breath comes in and the arms come up. Hands come together in Namaste. And again. Slowing it down really connects you into the movement. Yeah? Hands onto the shins. And releases that down. It brings a more meditative, back with the right foot, nature to the practice. Round the spine, bring the arms forward, up through the chest, through the heart. Now, as you're going out through the arms extensions of the heart, so there's that movement out through the ribs. Hands come onto the ground, step back into downward dog pose. Breath coming in and out. We get as much going out through the ribs, bend the knees, come into cat pose, as we do trying to bring ourselves into a back bend, yeah? So we'll look at that next time we do the movement. Slide the hands forward, round into cat pose. Breastbone comes forward, forward, forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, extend back through the heels. Relax the knees, roll over the feet. Use the balls of the feet like little rolling pins. You know, you kind of roll and you roll and you roll and you roll, yeah? And then if you want to, up with the right leg. If not, bend the knees all fours forward. Right foot between the hands. So let's have a talk about this movement, yeah? As you're rounding the spine and going out through the hands, you're opening the rib cage, coming up through the chest, through the heart. So if you know you immediately want to push back into the back bend, try going out more through the fingers and out more through the ribs. Does that give you that same sort of sense of openness? Hands onto the ground, step forward, but without the push in the body. Yeah? Extend up through the spine, release back down, breath comes in and the arms come up. You know, that rib cage is 3D. It's not just out to the back or the front, it's, you know, it works all together. Last Up we go, breathe out, release down. Hands on the shins, extend the spine forward. Breathe out, release down. Extend back with the left foot. Left knee comes down to the ground again, round the spine. Arms forward, up through the chest, up through the heart, down through the tail. Bring the hands forward. Step back into downward dog pose. Let the knees bend, come back into child's pose. Rounding as you come back. Sliding the hands forward, coming back up into cat pose. Forward with the chest and with the heart. Ooh, into cobra. Curl the toes under. Come up and over. And you can extend up with the left leg or into all fours and then forward with the left foot. Breath comes in and out. Up through the chest. Hands come forward. Into forward bend. Hands on the shins. Release back down, breath comes in and the arms come up. Hands together in Namaste. Up we come again. Breathe out. So we're going to do 6 rounds in total. So this is our 4th round, yeah? Hands on the shins. Release back down, extend back through the right foot. Right knee comes down, round the spine, bring the arms forward. Up through the chest, through the heart. Hands come forward, step back into downward dog pose. Bend the knees, round the spine, back into child's pose. Slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose, bring the breastbone forward, forward, forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, extend back through the heels to bring you into upward dog. And then relax the knees over the balls of the feet. You can extend up through the right foot. Bend the knees, right foot then comes between the hands. Round the spine. Out through the chest, through the heart. Forward with the fingers. Into forward bend. Hands on the shins. Release back down. Breath comes in. And the arms come up, bringing you in to Tadasana. Now we've really found the feet. Let's step back with the left foot. Far enough so that the right knee has to bend, but the left heel is still on the ground. And then lift the back heel. So you're opening the front of the ankle. Keep as much openness as you can in the front of the ankle as you bring it down and down into the ground. Let the arms come down, let the breath come in and the arms come up. Breathe out, let the arms come down. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breath goes out and the arms come down. Breath comes in and up, out and down. Let's break with tradition. Breath comes in, the arms come up, go out through the ribs. Breathe out, brings the hands down. Breath comes in, the arms come up, go out. Spread into the little fingers, stand into the feet. Bring the hands together. Breath comes in. Good. Now breathe out, release forward. Backs of the hands come onto the ground. Go into the right heel, into the right ball. Bring the breastbone forward. So the thigh really moves into the hip socket on the right foot. Then from here, you're going to walk your fingertips forward and extend up and back through that left foot, as though you're trying to stand on the wall behind you. Stand down into the right foot. Notice the sense felt through the hips and through the sacrum. Bring the foot down to the ground. Let the breath come in and the arms come up. Bring the hands together in Namaste. Step back with the right foot. And again, finding that, okay, where am I far enough back so the left knee bends, I'm supported, but the heel's still in the ground. And then into the ball of the right foot. Let that right ankle really open. Relax the right thigh, and then let the heel come back into the ground, keeping the ankle as open as you can, because it brings a different sense felt into the legs. Let the arms come down, breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, lets the arms come down. Breath comes in, big deep breath in. Really using the breath today to open the rib cage and open the heart. Once more, breath comes in. Good. And then the arms come down. Then we're going to break with tradition. We're going to go breathing out, really out through the fingertips, and the hands come together. Breathe in. Breathe out as the fingertips come together. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out, bring the hands together. Then bring the spine forward, let the backs of the fingers come onto the ground. And as you're coming onto the ground, really in the ball of the left foot, really in the heel of the left foot. And just notice when you're more active in the left foot, how it feels in the left hip. Just relax the foot for a moment, almost like it collapses, and then stand down into the foot. Come forward with the fingertips. Extend up and away through the right foot. You're standing in the wall behind you. You're standing down into the ground. And then brings the right foot down to the ground. Let the breath come in, the arms come up. And we bring the hands together in Namaste. Last round of sun salutation. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Hands onto the shins, extend the spine forward. Breathe out, fingertips onto the ground, back with the left foot. You're going to keep the heel off of the ground, the left knee soft so you don't push in the joint. The breath comes in as you come up. Yeah. Breathe out, bring the hands down, step back into downward dog pose. Again, you can extend up through the right leg if you want to. Let the knees bend, round the spine, come back into child's pose. Slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose, breastbone forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, go away through the heels, brings you into upward dog. Softness in the knees, rolling over the feet, really into the balls of the feet. You can extend up through the left leg, bring the foot forward between the hands or bend the knees, left foot comes forward, yeah? From here, if you're on the ground, you're going to extend back through the heel. If you come into the lunge from dog, you'll be here anyway. Breath comes in. In the same way you stood down into the feet in that supported warrior three, you go down into that foot now, so you have the thighs slotted into the hip socket. Breathe out, bring the fingertips down to the ground. It's a long stride forward as you come forward. Let the big toe keep some contact with the ground. Hands on the shins. Breathe out, release down, breath comes in, arms come up. Hands together in Namaste. Breath comes in, arms up. Breathe out, release down. Hands onto the shins, extend the spine forward. Breathe out, release that down, come back with the right foot. Breath comes in, down into the left foot, up you come. Breathe out, brings the arms down. Steps back into downward dog pose. Bend the knees, round the spine. Come back into child's pose. Slide the hands forward, round the spine into cat pose. Breastbone comes forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, extend back through the heels. Find that buoyancy in the feet. Keep the knees soft as you come up and over. If you want to, up with the right leg, foot between the hands. If not, bend the knees into all fours. Forward with the right foot. Go away through the left heel, down into the right foot. Breath comes in and up you come. Breathe out, bring the hands down. Come into your forward bend, hands on the shins, extend the spine. Breathe out, release that down, breath comes in and the arms come up. Hands come together in Namaste. Last round, up through the arms. Breathe out, release down. Bring the hands onto the shins. Release that down. Extend back with the left foot. Let the breath come in. Up you come. Breathe out, release down. Step back into downward dog pose. Bend the knees round the spine. Back into child's pose. Hands slide forward. Round the spine into cat pose. Curl the toes under. Back through the heels, keep the knees soft. Up and over. Extend up through the right leg. No, hang on, I've lost it. Up through the left leg, beg my pardon if you want to. It's the left leg that will come forward between the hands. If not, bend the knees and come forward with the left foot. Curl the right toes under, extend back through the leg. Breath comes in, going down and down and down into the foot to bring you up. Breathe out, release back down. Step forward into forward bend. Hands on the shins, extends the spine. Breathe out, release back down. Breath comes in and the arms come up. Last half round. Hands together in Namaste. Breath comes in, the arms come up. Breathe out, release down. Hands onto the shins, extend the spine forward. Breathe out, release down. We go back with the right foot. Strong into the foot. Up we come. Breathe out, release down. Step back into downward dog pose. Bend your knees, come up into cat pose. Come back into child's pose. Slide hands forward, round into cat pose. Breastbone forward into cobra. Curl the toes under, go back through the heels. Up and over the feet, keeping the knees soft so the muscles aren't under strain, the joints aren't locked. Up with the right leg, foot between the hands or all fours, right foot forward. Left toes and up through the heel to bring you into that lunge pose, down through the right foot, up we come. Breathe out, bring the arms down. Step into your forward bend, hands on your shins, extend your spine. Breathe out, release down. Breath comes in, arms come up, and the hands come together in Namaste. Bring the hands back down to the ground, gently bending into the knees, come back into downward dog pose. Breathe, nice big deep breaths. Feel that there's a sense of suspension here. The arms and the hands support, the legs and the feet support, the pelvis suspended by those limbs and the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the knees bend and then come back into child's pose. Come up to sit. So coming back into kneeling, bringing the bottom over to the right, and for a moment, bringing yourself around to sit. So as we come to sit, we're going to bring the backs of the hands onto the knees. From sitting, you're going to come down to lie eventually in Shavasana. So if there's anything that you need around you, if you want a blanket or anything like that, go and grab it now. Okay, so then you don't have to disrupt yourself again. Let the backs of the hands rest onto the knees. We're going to do a version of Nadi Sadhana, yeah, which is alternate nostril breathing, but we're going to do a very gentle version of it. So we're going to work with the hands rather than doing this through the nostrils. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer so you can see what we're going to do. So the backs of the hands are going to, yeah, and the palms are going to face upwards. Breathing in and out as normal. As you breathe in, you're going to gently close your right hand, fingertips come together. As you breathe out, you're going to expand out a little bit more into the left hand. As you breathe in next, you're going to draw the fingers in of the left hand. As you breathe out, open the right hand. As you breathe in, close the right hand. As you breathe out, open the left hand. As you breathe in, close the left hand. As you breathe out, open the right hand. As you breathe in, close the right hand. As you breathe out, open the left hand. As you breathe in, close the left hand. As you breathe out, now open both hands. Come back to natural inhalation, exhalation. So we're going to stay with that movement of the hands. As we do it, I want you to feel But by closing, when you breathe in, by closing the right hand, you're breathing in through the right nostril. By opening the left hand, you're breathing out through the left nostril. By closing the left hand, you're breathing in through the left nostril. By opening the right hand, you're breathing out of the left nostril, out of the right nostril. Yeah, so we're using the hands to connect us in to the sides of the body. Okay, so as we breathe in, draw the right fingers together, feel as though you're breathing into the right nostril, and the breath comes into the space between the eyes. We breathe out and down through the left nostril, opening out through the left hand, letting the breath go. Breathing in through the left side, closing the left fingers in and up through the left nostril into the space between the eyes. Breathing out and down through the right nostril, letting the right hand open. Breathing in and up through the right nostril, closing the right fingers. Breath comes into the space between the eyes. Breathing out and down through the left nostril, opening the left hand. Left fingers come together, breath comes in through the left nostril to the space between the eyes. Breath goes out and down through the right nostril, opening the right hand. Breath comes in and up through the right fingers, the right nostril into the space between the eyes. Out and down through the left nostril, opening the left hand, releasing the breath. Breath comes into the left palm, closing the fingers up through the left nostril into the space between the eyes. And now as you breathe out and down through the right nostril, let both hands open. Breathe in and out as normal. We'll do one more round. So the next time as you begin to breathe in, gently close the right fingers. Feel the breath in the right nostril come to the space between the eyes. Breathe out and down through the left nostril, opening the palm of the hand. Breathe in and up through the left nostril, drawing the fingers together. Out and down through the right nostril, opening the right hand. In and up through the right fingers, into the right nostril to the space between the eyes. Out and down through the left nostril, opening the left hand. In and up through the left fingers, into the left nostril to the space between the eyes. And now as we breathe out through the right nostril, but opening both hands to release the breath. Come back to natural inhalation, exhalation. Now gently begin to let yourself lie down. As you lie down, make sure you're comfortable. And as you breathe in and out, let the back of the body rest. Turn your cameras off if you want to. Keep your cameras on. It's entirely up to you, but I want you to really switch off now. Let the body rest. Get ready for Yoga Nidra. The eyes are closed and the body is still. The mind is in a mood to relax. I'm going to bring myself out of you so you don't get distracted. You are not trying to concentrate, make no effort to control the mind. You are practicing Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a form of conscious sleeping. Okay, so we're not necessarily going to nod off. We're going to be awake but restful. But it energizes the body, Yoga Nidra. Become aware of your whole body, where the back of the body rests on the ground, where the front of the body moves with the breath. And even though we're all in our own space, we're all still connected. We're all still on that same mental level, on that vibration. And within this atmosphere, you're lying, you're resting. Your body is still. Notice what's happening to your breath. Feel nice and slow, relaxed, rhythmic, constant, especially after the Tadasana, which balances us. I want you to simply listen to my voice. You're going to set Sankalpa, a resolution, a promise to yourself. And if you can't think of one, don't worry about it. It's really not the end of the world. If you can't think of one, chant Om when you come to say it. If you have one, it comes from a place of being in the present. I am happy, I am healthy, I am awesome, I am spectacular, rather than I will feel happy. So allow yourself a moment. And then if you have come up with a Sankalpa, repeat it 3 times in your mind. If not, Om, Om, Om. Now, this is all setting a pattern. And then simply follow the journey. Bring the awareness to your right hand, your right thumb, your right index finger, your right middle finger, your right ring finger, your right little finger, the palm of your hand, the back of your hand, your wrist, your lower arm, your elbow, your upper arm, shoulder, your armpit, your waist, your right hip, your right thigh, your right knee, your right shin and calf, your right ankle, your right heel, the top of your right foot, the sole of your right foot, your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, right little toe. Now to the left side, the left hand, the left thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, left palm of hand, left back of hand, left wrist, left lower arm, left elbow, left upper arm, left shoulder, left armpit, left waist, left hip, left thigh, left knee, left shin, left calf, left ankle, left heel, left front of foot, left sole, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, left little toe. Now come to the back of the body, the back of the head, the back of the neck, the back of the chest, the back of the shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, the spine, the buttocks, the right buttock, the left buttock, and again the right heel and the left heel. Come to the front of the body, the top of the head, the forehead, the right temple, the left temple, the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, the left ear, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right nostril, the left nostril, the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the right jaw, the left jaw, the throat, the chest, the belly, the right leg, the left leg, the right arm, the left arm, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Beware of where the body is lying on the floor. There is a softness, there is a lightness. There is a sense of just being. Notice where the heels touch the ground, where the head touches the ground, where the shoulders touch the ground, where the hips touch the ground. Just be aware, letting the breath come in and the breath go out. Stay with the breath, with the inhalation, and with the exhalation. Bring your mind to the space between the eyes. Stay here. I'm going to name some objects and simply see them in your mind. Don't think about it too much, just let the image come. If it doesn't come, it's fine. Darkness, pink road, waves on the ocean, blue sky in the evening, dark sky, tiny shining stars, high mountain range with snow-capped peaks, a ship sailing, white sandy beach, forest with tall and dense trees, dove, galloping horse, a hut in the woods, a burning fire, a stormy night, a full moon, a mountain stream, a lonely rock in the mountains, a big garden of blooming flowers, rising sun. Stay with your awareness at the eyebrow centre. A large lake with lotus flowers, sailing boat, people swimming, a lonely wooden hut in the mountains, desolate valley, a high mountain with snow-capped peaks, quiet evening, beautiful sunset, chirping birds, tiger in the forest, elephant, cobra, symbol of all, sound of a bell, waves on the ocean, ship at sail, full moon, Calm and quiet evening in a moonlit valley. Mountain stream. Refreshing cold bath in the mountain stream. That experience of exhilaration. Now become aware of the breath. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Come back to natural inhalation, exhalation. Stay with the visualization. Come back to the middle of the eyebrows again. Rising sun, red tomato, clouds in the sky, drizzling rain, fog all around, pink rose, sunflower, apple, lettuce leaf, hot water spring, tall pine tree, cluster of grapes, symbol of Om, lonely wooden hut in the valley, snow-capped peaks, mountain stream, cold bath, ship at sail, lotus on the lake, people swimming. Back to the breath. Inhalation, exhalation. Now, to complete the practice, become aware of the whole body once more. Visualize your whole body and everybody around you. Become aware of your environment. Become aware of yourself. Now repeat your sankalpa, your resolutions 3 times, whether that's Om, whether that's something that you have created. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes to bring awareness back into your bodies. Breathing in and breathing out. Practice of Yoga Nidra is now finished. Move as you need to. When you're ready to roll over onto your right side and gently bring yourself up to sit. Might need a couple of nice big deep breaths. Gently bringing yourself to sit. From here, bring your hands together in Namaste, or you might feel you want to bring one hand on top of the other to connect back into the heart space. So we'll leave that to you. I'm going to close the class with the student teacher prayer. At the end, there is Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please feel free to join in or not, whatever suits you best. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Sahaviryam Haravavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Maritvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May our practice together illuminate each other. May our learning and knowledge illuminate each other. May there never be any enmity between us. Peace and peace and peace. Have yourselves a fabulous rest of the day, a wonderful summer solstice, whatever you're up to, and I hope to see you next week. Lots of love. See you later.